Siri, don't navigate to Hanoi.
Getting directions to Hanoi.
Did you hear that? I said, don't, very clearly. I said, don't navigate to Hanoi. And the app started navigating to Hanoi. Now you're thinking, well, wait a second, Jeff, that's just a phone. Phones do silly things. People do sillier things, right? Imagine that you're a small child, and I say to you, don't run across the street. If you're like most people, you probably just pictured running across the street. Now, you may have heard this other example. Don't think of an elephant. Don't think of a rhino. Or do think of a rhino. What's the difference? Don't think of a rhino. Do think of a rhino. It's the same. Why? Because the subconscious is not logical. It's neurological. So we try to be logical. We think don't, right? Don't be lazy. Or we tell someone, to a small child, don't raise your voice to me. Don't talk to me that way. Well, I guess it's not all children. You might hear that somebody say that to their spouse or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, right? But people tend to do what you say don't do, even yourself. If you say to yourself, no, don't eat the cake, don't eat the ice cream, don't eat that chocolate, or don't smoke the cigarette. When you say that, it sounds logical. Don't do it. However, there is a part of your brain that's lighting up the circuitry, the neurons, for doing that thing, for picturing doing the thing that you don't want to do. Does that mean that it doesn't work to say don't? Well, of course, it can work for sure, because there is a logic to it and you process it through. But if you want to be really direct and make it idiot-proof, then put it all on the positive. So instead of saying to a child, don't run across the street, a better way to say it is, hey, little Johnny, right? When you see the street, stop. See street, stop. And then don't be surprised you're walking with a little child and, hey, why'd you stop? The street. See street, stop. I stopped, right? Because it's that idiot-proof. It gets right into the subconscious. It's very, very simple. It's better to focus on what you do want. And I can remember so many times in things like fitness classes and other instructors where they're telling you and they're emphasizing what not to do. Yeah, don't bend your knees that way, or don't lock your knees, or don't whatever. And I'm thinking, you idiot, you freaking idiot. I know what you mean, but my normal reaction is to do that thing that you're telling me not to do. And that's probably a strong freaking idiot. They're not really idiots. It's just they haven't studied with Jeff, right? But so there's nothing wrong with saying don't run across the street. I want to be clear on that. And you'll probably keep saying that to a child. But I want you to triple load 3-to-1 or more, that if you say don't run across the street, that you also say 3 times or 3 different ways, when you see the street, stop. When you come to a street, stop and look both ways, or any other way you want to phrase it. But in the positive, how do you know it's in the positive? Because you don't have the word don't, or on or not, right? On the front of the sentence, because it's the back end of the sentence, or the majority of the sentence, that is what is going to the subconscious. Now, one of the ways that I use this to be a little crafty is I might say to someone, listen carefully, right? Don't feel happy and calm for no reason at all. You don't need to feel calm and happy now for no reason at all. You don't need to feel optimistic. You don't need to think about what if everything works out. You don't need to think about what if I'm going to be, what if I was okay, or don't be okay. Don't be calm, right? Don't feel relaxed. So you see what happened there? The idea is, even if I say don't feel calm and relaxed, my vocal tone is more calming, hopefully, and relaxing. But even putting a don't feel calm, don't be comfortable, don't listen to what I'm saying. Your ears go, oh, what is he saying, right? Even though I said don't listen to what Jeff is saying, don't read that word on his shirt, right? Your brain went right to read the word on the shirt. So don't is a really strange thing. And the reason is because it just doesn't seem, from what I can tell, to register very well with the subconscious mind. Consciously, oh yeah, it makes total sense. Subconsciously, not so much. So it's okay. Again, I want to repeat because it's so important. It's okay to say don't, and I think it is helpful to a degree to know what not to do, but put the emphasis, the repetition on what to do. So if you're teaching a dance class or a fitness class and you say you're doing push-ups, don't put your elbows out. It's okay to say that, but make sure that they hear the dominant thought is keep your elbows in, or in basketball with a free throw, right? Bring your elbow in. Make sure that that is what gets implanted. That's what gets burned on the brain, the thing you do want to do. So a smoker trying to stop smoking, if they're like, no, don't smoke that cigarette. What's the picture? Don't smoke that cigarette. So it's exactly picturing what they don't want to do. Don't get drunk. Don't drink too much, right? Don't drink too much. That's what's headed for the subconscious. Or you send, somebody's going to the grocery in your house and they're like, hey, can I get you anything when I'm there? Or they're just going and you say, oh, by the way, you're going to the grocery. Cool. When you go, please don't forget the eggs. And they come back and you help them carry the bags in. You're looking like, where's the eggs? You're like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. You're like, what? I told you don't forget the eggs. But listen to the sentence. Don't forget the eggs. So you literally told them to forget and then wonder why they forgot, right? Don't forget my birthday. I used to hear that when I was a kid, right? And I did forget. So be very careful about the rest of the sentence when you take the don't off. So the better way is to say it in the positive. For example, with the eggs, when you're at the grocery, when you see the milk, remember, milk comes from a cow, right? And there's chickens running around next to the cow. Get those eggs. When you see the milk, look for the eggs. When you see the dairy section, the eggs are pretty close. Look for the eggs, right? So make it crystal clear, even link it to something else, right? So that's the power of don't. Don't and do. All right. Hopefully that is helpful for you. Remember, I really believe in you, and I believe that you can do anything you set your mind to. You've got this. Mindset Bliss.